What's up, guys? This is the network back with another video, and today we are talking about how to personally guarantee a business loan using a properly built CPN. First thing we got to clear up is this. This strategy only works if your CPN is already seasoned. If you don't have authorized user accounts and primary accounts already reporting on that file, don't even think about trying this. I recommend your FICO score is at least 750 or higher, preferably on Experian. Anything lower and you're risking a denial or getting flagged before the underwriter even reviews the app. Now let's get into what a personal guarantee really is. A personal guarantee means that you're backing the business loan with your own personal credit. Not just the business's name, not the EIN, not the LLC paperwork. You're saying if this business fails, I will personally repay the loan myself. And when you're using a CPN as the personal guarantor, it has to look clean, built out, and ready to take on that responsibility in the lender's eyes. So let's say your business needs funding, 20, 30, maybe even 50,000. The bank is going to ask who owns the company. If you own 20% or more of that business, they're going to require a personal guarantee from you. That's standard for most small business loans. And when they ask for that guarantee, they're going to check your personal credit file. So again, your CPN file has to be structured correctly. This is where a lot of people mess up. They try to rush this process, apply for funding using a CPN that's not seasoned, with no credit mix, no installment accounts, no aged data, and then wonder why they got denied or flagged. You have to understand what lenders are looking for. They want to see depth, they want to see history, they want to see that you've handled credit responsibly in the past, and that's what the trade lines and payment history are there to do. A personal guarantee is basically a legal promise. It says even if your business fails, the lender can come after you, they can sue you, they can garnish your wages, they can hit your personal credit report. That's why it's called a guarantee. It guarantees the lender that they will get their money one way or another. But here's the upside. By personally guaranteeing the loan, especially with a strong file, you're giving the business access to funding that it probably wouldn't qualify for on its own. New LLCs, especially ones under 2 years old, don't usually get approved for anything without a PG. So this is how you bridge that gap early on. And if you play your cards right, you only have to do this once or twice. Just enough to build business credit and open the door to non-PG funding later. Now let's break this down into what actually happens when you apply. Step 1. You apply for the loan under your business's name. Step 2. You get asked to provide a personal guarantee because you own 20% or more of the company. Step 3. They pull your personal credit file, which in this case is the CPN. If your CPN looks solid, they move forward. But here's the deeper layer. If the business defaults and you signed a PG, the lender can skip the business and come straight for you. Even if the business had assets or collateral, they're still allowed to sue you for the remaining balance. That means court costs, legal fees, interest, penalties, all of that can be added to what you owe. So it's not just about the money borrowed, it's about everything attached to that debt if things go left. And that's why this only makes sense when your file is strong, your business plan is real, and you have control over how the money is used. Let's say your business takes out $30,000 with a PG and things go south. If that debt goes unpaid, the lender can hit your CPN report, damage your credit score, and make future funding nearly impossible. In extreme cases, you may even face wage garnishment or have to sell assets to pay the debt off. That's the risk, but that's also why the reward is higher. Lenders are more willing to fund you when they know there's a personal guarantee backing it. And so what's required for a PG? First, a full loan application, business and personal. Second, they'll ask for personal financials. This includes proof of income, any assets you hold, and possibly tax returns or bank statements. Third, they'll run a soft or hard credit pull on your CPN. Fourth, they'll decide if the guarantee is limited or unlimited. And finally, you sign the paperwork. A limited guarantee means you're only responsible for a certain amount of the loan, maybe 10 or 15%. An unlimited guarantee means you're on the hook for the full balance if the business fails. Most small business loans start off asking for an unlimited guarantee. That's the default unless you negotiate otherwise. Now let's talk real world. If you're using a CPN, your setup has to pass as legitimate personal credit. That means it has to be believable. Credit card history, auto or installment trade lines, age primary accounts. You want at least 2 to 3 AU lines, 1 to 2 primaries, and no late payments. Your address, your employment, your identity, all of that needs to match across the file. The file should look like it's been active and healthy for at least 2 to 3 years, even if it hasn't. And for those who ask, yes, the business loan will show on your CPN file if you personally guarantee it. If you default, it reports. If you pay it off, it reports as closed in good standing. In most cases, that helps build the strength of the file even more. But if you apply using a weak file and they deny the loan, you may have burned the lender relationship and wasted an inquiry. That's why prep matters. This isn't about rushing into funding. It's about knowing what lenders look for and meeting that standard on day one. Now, some people ask, can I avoid the PG completely? And the answer is yes, but only after your business has aged and built enough credit to stand on its own. Most of the time, that means getting a few small approvals using a PG, using the funding properly, and building up your business credit reports with Duns, Experian Business, and Equifax Business. Once that's in place, you can apply for true no PG lines. But in the beginning, this is the play. Before you sign anything, always read the terms. Look out for reporting requirements, balloon payments, early payoff penalties, and how the PG is worded. If it's unlimited, that's full exposure. If it's limited, ask what the cap is. Always ask for a copy of the PG agreement before you sign. If you need help reviewing your CPN file or prepping your business docs, that's what we're here for. Everything discussed is for educational purposes only, and this information is meant to help you understand how the process works so you can navigate it correctly. And as always, if you have questions, need help with your CPN file, or want help positioning your business for funding, contact us directly on Discord. We've moved all communication over there since Telegram has become unreliable. This is the network. Stay sharp and move smart. We'll catch you in the next one.